All right, good afternoon and welcome everybody, PCA Live. And we are T-minus basically 2 weeks away from the trade show. So I hope everybody has their travel plans and their tickets, and I hope everybody has their books open and is ready to have a phenomenal time at the trade show. First time in 2 years, folks, that we're getting back together. We're very much looking forward to it. Scott Pearce, Premium Cigar Association Executive Director, and with me is Erin, Holland, Head of Marketing and Membership here at the Premium Cigar Association. We are very excited because we're kicking off our lead up to the trade show, discussing something very special that we're doing at the trade show this year, which are show-only products or show exclusives, as some people call them. So these are products that are specially made by many of our manufacturers solely for those retailers who are in attendance at the trade show. So if you were there, you go visit these booths and you get to go ahead and place the orders for these products, many of whom have put a lot of time and energy into creating some really special products. So we're very, very happy today. We're going to be talking about two of them from Ace Prime and Crowned Heads. And what's awesome is that Luciano from Ace Prime literally just entered into the stream as we announced that. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up the men of the hour from Crowned Heads and Ace Prime. We got John Huber from Crowned Heads. Mr. Huber, thank you for joining us.
Mr. Pearce, my pleasure. Ms. Holland, my pleasure.
Miguel Schoedel from Crowned Heads as well. Our good friend Miguel, how are you doing, buddy?
Doing very well. Thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you so much. And it's great to see you because I haven't seen you in a long time. We tried the other day. I kind of saw you for a split second, but you were like a ghost in the machine, and then you were gone into no internet neverland. So it's good that you're back.
It was scary.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's even worse than being without toilet paper. And now Luciano from Ace Prime. How are you doing, Luciano?
Hey guys, how are you?
Doing well. So
Luciano, what's up, hermano? How you doing, bro? Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a minute. Yeah.
So I just wanted full disclosure.
Crazy days for all of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So full disclosure, I flipped a coin as far as what cigar I was going to enjoy today. And I ended up, because I had a La Imperiosa that's in the humidor, and then I've also got the Traveler, and it ended up with this one. So I got the Luciano Traveler going on right here.
Very nice.
So anyway, all right. So I'm very excited to talk about. What's that?
Traveler or Dreamer? Is the Lancero or the?
It's the Lancero. Is that the Dreamer?
That's the Dreamer.
Dreamer. I'm sorry.
They're both amazing. So it's hard to keep them straight because they're both so good.
Well, look, at this day and age with COVID, I dream of traveling. So it's kind of one and the same for me at this point.
Nicely played.
Thank you. Yeah. I've been, I've been married for quite some time. I got lots of practice at that. So I'm really excited to talk about these special products that you have created especially for the PCA Trade Show. So John, Miguel, I want to talk about the Crowned Heads. If you could talk about what your special product is and what it's called, and kind of give a little bit of a background for it, please. Drum roll. We announced this last week, but drum roll, please.
I'm waiting for the drum roll.
I'm doing it, John.
You can't hear it.
Okay.
There you go.
So our PCA exclusive for the 2021 trade show is a brand called Le Pâtissier, which means the baker, and it's basically a riff off of our Le Carême brand, and the blend goes back to actually 2020 when Luciano was sending me a bunch of goodies to check out, and there was one in particular that really that had broadleaf. We were working with broadleaf, which has become tough to get in this day and age, and my good friend had a supply of broadleaf. We started playing with some blends and a couple of tweaks, and I thought initially when we were going to do the PCA exclusive, it was going to be one size of our new Series E release, and that was going to be only for the attendees. But then I thought, let's take it up a notch and create something completely new, completely original for the PCA 2021 attendees, and that became the Pâtissier, which is it's a 6.5 by 44 Parejo, nice. Connecticut broadleaf, beautiful wrapper, binders from Nicaragua, Jalapa, and then we use a filler combination of Nicaragua and Costa Rica on there. So. Very nice blend. Hats off to our friends Luciano and Radio Pichardo for outstanding work on what you're going to smoke in a couple of 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, I already said I call it the dibs if there's any that you'd like to set aside for me. But I'm absolutely. I was just telling you beforehand. You know, the Karems are so hard to come by. They're unicorns at this point.
Yeah.
And I was at John Anderson's shop at Draper up in the Bethesda when he had a small window to be able to open up a little while ago, and I found I think like I don't know 5 or 7, and I grabbed them. I was like, that's.
And like I told you before, that's 5 or 7 more than we have in our warehouse right now. So.
That's what I've heard.
Congrats.
It's got to be a good feeling, though, to have created a product where people are actually upset with you that they can't get their hands on it.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse. Let's just put it that way. You know, you can never please everybody, but we're doing our best, man. So this is going to fill a nice gap for us in our broadleaf portfolio, and you know, it's unique in and of its own. I mean, we've done broadleaf with. This will be our 4th factory. Actually, we've done it with Ernesto at La Alianza. We've done it with my father. We've done it with Drew Estate, with La Coalición, and so this is our first foray into using broadleaf with Tabacalera Pichardo, and it's very different, and it's got unique components and complexities as compared to the other ones, and it's just an interesting expression of broadleaf. And I think broadleaf is one of those things, like in the domestic market, especially, people kind of smoke with their eyes, and they like gravitate towards things that are darker, they look richer, and then this fills that gap for sure.
Excellent. So does it have some elements on the palate the same way that the Carême does? I know you're talking about it's in a relation to the naming wise. Is it merely the name that's kind of a relation to it, or does it have some similar elements of taste and aroma to the Carême?
The similarities pretty much end at broadleaf, put it that way, because the blends are unique. Each blend is unique. And it's been so long since I smoked a Le Carême cigar that I couldn't tell you you know what I mean? So I just basically validated this blend on its own merit. And I thought it was just so well balanced and so well done and so well executed. I was like, this is going to have its own life. Very much like if you turn the clock back to when we were doing Jericho Hill, and then I'd met Luciano in 2017. I said, hey, can you do a riff on Juarez? Or excuse me, on Jericho Hill, which became Juarez. Completely, you know, it's similar but different. Yeah. And Juarez has become one of our best-selling brands in our portfolio.
Yeah, I loved both of those. I had a box of the smaller Jericho Hills that I tore through, so I love that blend too.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
And the name, you said the name is it comes from, it's the baker is what it means. But can you tell us a little bit more about where that came from, where you decided to like get the name from, how that evolved?
Well, since it's kind of a spin-off of Le Carême. Le Carême was inspired by a French pastry chef named Marie-Antoine Carême. And so there you go. He was the originator of the chocolate souffle. So that was the inspiration of Le Carême. So this is just kind of spinning off of that, being Le Pâtissier.
Now, can I ask you, I've told the legend of this story now because I heard it at TAA, and I just want to validate that this is in fact true, that the reasoning for calling it the Carême is because Ernie had called it and said this tastes like a chocolate souffle. Is that correct?
That is correct. That's 100% true story.
I love that.
Yeah, we have a history of naming stuff with Ernie by accident. You know, Carême was one of them, and then Mule Kick.
Mule Kick, yeah.
Mule Kick was a funny story that we were at it was actually called the IPCPR at that time, but we were at the trade show and we were at his booth, and we'd just come out with 4 kicks, and we were talking about working out for some reason. And he says, "You ever done a mule kick?" I'm like, "What?" And so here's Ernesto on the floor kicking his heels up, like in the middle of this whole trade show. And we were having a laugh about it. But then the idea was spawned to do an LE called Mule Kick. So nice. Yeah, so I owe Ernie co-writer credits on both of those, I guess.
Outstanding. Well, I even love the origin stories of crowned heads, right? And you know, after Oz and all the crowned heads in Europe approved, et cetera. So, I mean, you guys obviously, you know, very clever on point marketing and branding there.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah.
So now to steer over to Luciano, and drum roll for your release is called which I believe you're probably smoking right now.
The Sergeant.
The Sergeant. Outstanding. All right, so walk us through the Sergeant. Let's the creation of this product, why the name, the blend, etc.
Yeah, I mean, I have a very good friend who really inspired me to create the cigars. Not much because of his position as a military guy. He's a U.S. Marine, but because I know this guy for more than 15 years. I know Miguel knows him as well. Um, he's a very good friend of mine who always inspired me with his altruism. I always was at awe to see a guy who was willing to just give his life for others, not just defending his country. In his like regular life, the guy's always like putting other people in front of himself, and that kind of mindset inspired me to create this cigar. We have this is a little different. It's not like we have a blend and then we need to find a name for the cigar. So we have the concept of the cigar since the beginning, and then we have to kind of create a blend that would really kind of match our intention in terms of expressing that appreciation for not just military, but everyone who is willing to live an altruistic life. That's the message behind the cigar. That's the spirit behind the cigar. And I believe we achieved something incredible with the cigar. It's just a one bitola, one size. And it's funny because when I first sent samples, I think was to John and to Miguel. Miguel said, "Man, I don't smoke this size. 58 is too big for me." Right, Miguel? And then Miguel came up with, "Man, I can't stop smoking this. It's just what is in here? What's the secret behind the cigar?" So I think we achieved a lot of balance in the cigar. It has a good strength. It's not overwhelming. It's extremely balanced. Like almost everything we make here, I think it's kind of our signature here at the factory. I am in Nicaragua, by the way. I'm at the factory, where we really try to create blends that are balanced. They are not harsh. They are not overwhelming, but they are rich, full in flavor. And we do produce some full body cigars, but definitely with well-aged tobacco and making sure that everything has consistency, that we can supply, that we have the supply of the tobacco for the continuance of the product. So I'm very proud of the cigar. I'm very proud of and thankful for the opportunity, to launch this at PCA. I think this is a great product for us to launch as a PCA exclusive.
That's awesome. Yeah. So what is the blend in for the Sergeant?
So the Sergeant has a very unique wrapper. I know you can see the color. I don't know how this is going to look on the live, but this is a Ecuadorian Habano. But it's a different seed than everything else that we use, that we grow in Ecuador at our farm there. We actually ran a small batch of this wrapper in 2017. And so these wrappers, they have been sitting in our warehouse for almost 4 years. So it has this natural dark color.
Yeah.
Which is very similar to the wrapper we're using also on I know we're not talking about other products, but on the CHC that's going to be released at PCA by Crown Heads as well.
Go ahead, Luciano.
It's a very similar. Yeah, absolutely.
Plug.
So it's a very similar wrapper. It's very special, man. It's I can proudly say that you're not going to find this wrapper everywhere. So that's the uniqueness of it.
There's also a double binder, which I think is
yeah.
you don't see all the time.
That double binder makes it really special. Yeah. So that's how you got this finishing. Like the cylinder is perfect. The look of the cigar is perfect. It's basically because the double binder, it's almost like smoothing out the whole construction of the cigar. So the cigar looks beautiful. And the burning, it helps with the burning too. Many people don't know, but the majority of any Vitola produced in Cuba, over 44 ring gauge, are double binded. Even 46 are double binded in Cuba.
Interesting.
They rather use one leaf of volado for combustion, and they use the double binding. So it's a method of construction that we really like to use once in a while, and it worked really well. So this is a U.S. Connecticut double binder in the cigar.
Oh, very nice. And what did you say? Is it 58 ring gauge? Is that what you said?
It's a 58. It's a 5x58.
5x58. All right.
Yeah. It's,
nice.
Here you can see the final package on the cellophane.
There we go. Yeah.
Nice.
Beautiful cigar.
Yeah.
You know, Scott, Erin, I'm very proud to be able to represent both of these brands at the PCA this year. I'm looking forward to the trade show. I'm looking forward to, you know, showing off La Pâtissier from Crown Heads. I'm looking forward to the new CHC Series E that we recently announced. I'm looking forward to introducing people to this beautiful cigar, Fiat Lux, which will be the first core line that Luciano's ever done. And then obviously the Sergeant as well. And the gentleman that, you know, Luciano was talking about earlier, I've met several times. I've gotten to know him a little bit. And the cigar definitely is a well representation of what that gentleman's personality is. And I think all of us are really excited. My sales team are excited to get out to Vegas and to really get back in what we do best at the trade show, is meeting and greeting and introducing people to new products, which are great for retailers. It gets people bringing people back into the humidor, back in the lounge, looking for the new stuff. And then for consumers, getting excited to know that this time of the year is where all the new product kind of hits and gets showed off. This time of the year, as a sales manager, I couldn't be more excited, and couldn't be more excited to be at the show representing Crown Heads and Ace Prime. We'll be in the booth together, and we're gonna have a good time, brother. Real good time.
So Phil Ledbetter at Up Down Cigar, I call it, this is kind of my original Ira and Barry. So this harkens back to, did you guys ever see City Slickers, the movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you remember the scene where they're eating, and Ira and Barry, who were, you know, the rip on Ben and Jerry, right, with the ice cream, and he challenges him to come up with an ice cream flavor that pairs with his meal.
Yeah.
And so he comes up with it. And I told Phil Ledbetter, because like I was visiting his shop long before I ever got this job years and years and years ago. And so I was like, Phil, you're kind of my Ira and Barry, right, as far as that's concerned. But Miguel, when I met you in 2018 at my first trade show, it's kind of the same situation. I walked into your booth and you're like, come over here to this trunk. He's like, I got some things I think that you'll like. Because you talked to me about cigars. You handed me 3 or 4 different Crown Head cigars that I walked away with. I'm like, everyone was on point. That's why I fell in love with the Crown Heads brand, because I really hadn't had a lot of experience with Crown Heads up until that point. And so I definitely, for anybody else that's listening to this, listen to Miguel. At least as far as I'm concerned, Miguel is on point in his recommendations and what he knows about cigars. You know, you've forgotten more than probably what I know. You know, and so that's very much appreciated. And so one of the things that you just talked about, I think, is very, very important here. Coming to the trade show, we have these new products. It's going to be bringing people back in. One of the things, we've sent out a survey to retailers talking about some concerns as we're coming out of COVID, and a pretty consistent theme across responses has been, and we've gotten about the 10% response rate already for this, has been the concern about lower inventory on their shelves right now. So when can people expect these to start shipping, and when can these start hitting shelves, and when can they anticipate being able to stock all of these great products?
You know, I think what you're going to see is you're going to see late July, you're going to see all through August, a lot of these products coming out, which I have to tell you, for us, it's very exciting to get it out that early. Obviously, in the world of cigars, there are always delays. There are things that are unforeseen, right? But I could tell you that this year, especially working with Tabacalera Pichardo at Ace Prime and Luciano's working double time. He's down at the show, down at the factory. We want to make sure that these products get out as fast as possible. Make sure that they're well aged, or they're ready to go. But we want these on the shelf for the retailer to have a great summer, to have a great fall, to have a great winter. We really want to be able to allow these retailers to really have just a great end of the year by having these products on the shelf. And part of that is creating great blends, is what Luciano and John do, creating great packaging and stories. But then it's also executing it, right? Making sure that the retailer can have it and the consumer can get their hands on it. And after all, this industry, it's really about breaking bread, smoking cigars together, and that's what people do all summer long. So we will be, I think we're pretty confident that late July, all throughout August, most of these products are going to be out on the shelf for the consumer to pick up.
And then actually that's another question. So they're going to be there at the trade show where people get to experience them for the first time and start placing orders. How many, do you know roughly how many are going to be available of each of them? You know, is it going to be extremely limited? Are there going to be, how many do you think will be available of them?
We're going to try very hard to take care of everyone that comes by the booth that orders the cigar. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure that all these people get their orders, and they're going to make it to the show. They're going to come all the way out and spend the time to come to our booth. We're going to make sure that they're taken care of. I think also very important to that is sometimes with these limited or hard to get products, sometimes we can't sample them, right? We will have a sample. You come to the booth, you'll be able to sample Sargent. You'll be able to sample a Pâtissier. You'll have these products to be able to smoke at the show. And if you come to our booth, we will fulfill your order on these products. We're excited about these products. We're excited about PCA. And it's definitely, I think, a big step for our entire industry to say, hey, you come to the show, we're going to take care of you and make sure that these cigars end up on your shelf.
Awesome.
Yeah, I will add to that we are not even going to start production on the Pâtissier. We've started production on some, but we won't have the final total till after the show because we're basing the total production on what we get in those 3.5 days. And I've been adamant about this. In fact, we just had a Zoom call this morning with the sales team. Nobody that's not at that show is getting this cigar.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, if you can't spend 3.5 days or, to come out and support the PCA, I don't think they should be rewarded with a cigar that is exclusive to the attendees. That's my feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the things that I've loved about sort of this shift is everyone always talks about the deals, and we've noticed over the years, and again, on surveys and talking with retailers, it's not so much the deals that's kind of started to fall down the list of priorities for those that are coming to the show and realizing the importance of the relationships with their manufacturers, the new products, and the new product education, because those that come understand that's what helps them be more successful in their stores. You don't have to come and build a relationship for somebody to throw a deal at you to try to get you to buy $50,000 of cigars that may or may not sell, or that you may not necessarily know how to sell, right? In that sense. But I think the other aspect that look, this is coming out, meeting with you guys, talking about, Miguel, when can you come and visit, or have you guys come and visit to set up events to launch this with my consumers, especially when you've got people that are diehards. I guarantee you that, I'll be looking at my local retailers trying to find out when these things are coming available so that I can go buy them, because I know how good they are and I know how good they're going to be. And so just like I snatched up those Carems, I'm going to snatch these up too.
Well, I think with all the people that are going to come to the show, they're going to come to the booth. We have these products. But like you said, it's an opportunity to continue to build those relationships. And guys like Luciano gets out there. He likes to do some events. They'll be able to see Luciano, which I haven't seen very much because of COVID. I haven't seen a lot of people because of COVID as well. John, perfect example. I think John makes himself readily available on social media, but guys love to meet him in person and catch up, and they catch up with family and friends and the industry. This is really what I think PCA is about. Yes, there's deals. Yes, there's a party. Yes, there's, smoking cigars, but a lot of it also is catching up. There are guys that come by the booth every year who just want to say hi to John and Mike. And then there's people that come by, they just want to talk to Luciano about tobacco. That's really what this is about. And I'm so happy that it's back. I'm glad that we're back in Vegas. And, to be able to see you, Scott, and Erin, it'll be great.
To that point, Miguel, not to interrupt, but it's a two-way street, because we look as much forward to seeing everybody too as well, because, excuse me for 1 second.
That was almost on cue, talking about how high in demand you are.
I know. I'm sorry. Anyway,
good.
But it is a two-way street. I mean, this will be the first time, to put it in context now in this post-COVID world, or hopefully post-COVID, I haven't been in the same room with our guys since late 2019.
Yeah.
So I'm just excited to be in the same room with them, my colleagues, the other brand owners, my friends in the industry, the retailers that support us. I'm equally as excited to be there. Yeah, so it's not just them meeting us. It's like, I love seeing, that's really like my one time a year to see everybody. So
our family reunion.
Yeah, that's
it is.
We're calling it family reunion.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Yeah. Well, and for us here, we've been talking about it as staff too, is that for us, we were like, I can't wait to get to the show, because obviously, we're working double, triple, quadruple time here to get it all set and get it ready to go. At the same time, I'm like, God, I can't wait just to get there to feel that sense of rejuvenation about the industry and about people coming together, happy to be there, happy to be a part of the industry and coming together. And that is so important. I think that, for me, at least the way I see it, I think that the psychological component of that, I think people realize more acutely now, because we've been deprived of it for so long, that I really think that that's going to be a great part. Now, Miguel, you brought up something that I did also want to talk about here before we let you all get back to your busy lives. Opening reception, Ace Prime Crown Heads, one of the key sponsors, along with Espinosa, whom we're going to be talking to tomorrow. So we have an opening reception, cocktail welcome, our mixer that we're going to have. We've been planning really hard in order to be able to bring everybody together again to have a good time as right before the trade show kicks off. You know, we've been, Luciano, I know you've, I honestly think that there's probably 6 of you that are cloned because I don't know how many hours in the day you have and how many you are. I feel like we need to get you a red and white striped shirt because it's like, where's Waldo?
Yeah.
To try to find you because you're always, or Carmen Sandiego, where in the world is Luciano Meirelles, right? So, Luciano, I'd like to give you some time to a little bit to talk about this opening cocktail mixer that we're having that we're you guys have all decided to sponsor to put on to welcome the cigar family reunion back together again.
I think the details are going out tomorrow, right, Erin? A bit about everything on the show. I think it's going to be a big surprise for a lot of people. You know, I think it was a great idea to have you know, the 2 companies sponsoring the opening reception. I think it's going to be a great event. We're going to have a couple things which I'll actually refrain of disclosing today, just to not you know, screw the surprise tomorrow. But there'll be a lot of cool things, you know, from raffles that will go every 10 minutes or 15 minutes of kind of high prizes and stuff that will be there. We'll have nice music. I know we're putting together a nice event with the Sands where there'll be you know, open bar and you know, food stations and things that will be fantastic. And I think again, it's people are coming eager to hang out, to see each other. I think it's a great opportunity for that interaction. And the fact that, you know, Crown Heads, Ace Prime, and Espinosa are there, I think it sends a very important message of what this industry is made of.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to get back together again. Like I said, Luciano's been driving some of the aspects of the fun that we're going to have with this. And he mentioned raffle prizes. We'll detail some of that later, but just to give everybody a little bit of a sneak preview, these are not your cigar and accessory prizes. These are some fun things that you're going to want to be there for because you're never going to kind of have an opportunity for some of these raffle prizes again. These are some pretty incredible ones. In fact, I'm a little upset that since I'm employed by the Premium Cigar Association, I don't qualify for the raffle. So I'm going to have to, you know, figure out another way to sneak on to someone. Maybe one of the winners can, you know.
There you go.
Offer to share it with me.
Well, I'm looking forward to, you know, John and Luciano. I've barely gotten to see for a while. And although we work together, we work very closely together, to be able to be at the cocktail hour together, to talk cigars, to shake hands, and to see people again. I know it's going to be really exciting. So
I'm so tired of seeing Miguel every day from this, like in this little square. This is how much I've seen of him for the last 14, 15 months. But
Yeah,
every day. I've seen him every day, but
every day,
just a little square. So I want to see the full Monty Miguel in Vegas.
The full Miguel.
I'm excited. It'll be good.
I think that was a challenge that he just threw down to you, Miguel.
Yeah, I'm working out every day just so, you know, I can avoid the jokes.
There'll be jokes.
Well, I think it was a challenge more so that I think that you're going to have to kind of lead the dance of the dance party on stage at the opening reception. I think that's what that was.
Oh,
Well, you know, Luciano and I don't want to break any news here, but Luciano and I, we break dance back in the day. So we're gonna be bringing cardboard. We'll be
popping lock.
I mean, you can't drop that live on social and not follow
you make these jokes. People believe it, Miguel.
Luciano, you're ready? We're ready. We're ready.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be fully expecting that.
See, that's why we keep.
Can I get that one little loop and I put it on social media? I just want that one little part. Can I edit it and throw it up on my Instagram? I think
but that's why this makes it really easy to do the head spins, right?
Only Erin and John have hair in this call.
Yeah.
So we will not be participating, but we will be judging.
You'll be judging.
Oh, I'm judging. I'm judging right now.
John's already judging.
I'm already judging.
Yeah. John gets to be the judge.
Yeah. He's the Simon Cowell.
Oh yeah.
You've got the black shirt for it, so yeah.
That's
just
right.
brush up on the British accent and we're good to go.
I've got like 10 of these shirts. That's all I ever wear. So
it's perfect. That way you don't have to worry about it, right?
There you go.
So yeah, I spend
I'm
20
ready.
minutes in front of my closets figuring out what I'm going to wear that's going to make me look less fat. So it's great. It's awesome.
I'm like John, man. I'm always in a t-shirt. I just kind of dressed up for you guys today.
And I appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
See, I dressed up too. It doesn't have a logo on it. If I have a shirt with no logo, that's dressing up. So
That's
that's
perfect.
my wardrobe
There you
tip
go.
for the
Yeah, well,
day.
you're kind of like John Anderson and Pete Johnson. The fact that your body is kind of a logo, though, right?
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, I'll advertise. I still have some space right here. I can advertise somebody. So if they want to pay me, I'll go ahead and do that. So.
Well, how much do I have to pay you to put whatever I want on that?
A PCA logo?
Well, I could do. Well, I mean,
We can
you
talk.
want to wear that loud and proud to begin with,
We'll
but I'm
talk.
kind of
We'll
going
talk in
somewhere even
Vegas.
farther with that.
Scott,
This conversation's got too intimate, guys.
Scott, have your
Getting too
people contact John's people. We'll work it out.
We'll work it out.
Nice.
Outstanding. Yeah, perfect.
And Luciano, he's got some ink too. So you guys got to catch up.
Luciano.
Huh?
You got some catching up to do. And the amount of ink, you got some catching up to do.
Oh yeah, man. It cannot even compare to John, but I got some stuff. Where is this side? Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
There, starts it.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Well, I really appreciate, first of all, taking some time to come talk to us today. But I also 100% thank you so much for the support for the opening reception. It's going to be a phenomenal time. And then also for these PCA show-only products that are going to be available for retailers that are out there. Retailers absolutely come and get these. I know that they're going to be fantastic. I myself can't wait. I know a lot of consumers are going to be clamoring for these things. So looking for products to come back on your shelves. If the inventory is low, this is the perfect opportunity to get great new products in. Excitement for your consumers to come back in for some of these new products. So, gentlemen, thank you so much for your time today. Look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks.
Scott, I wanted to say thank you on behalf of Crown Heads and Ace Prime for all the legwork that you guys have done there at the PCA to actually make this show happen for us. We appreciate that opportunity, man. This is going to be my 22nd show that I've done when it started RTDA, IPCPR, PCA, and it feels like, like Erin said, like a family reunion. So thank you for the opportunity and for all your hard work.
No, thank you.
And I want to say something too. I think, not judging anyone. I think everybody's doing their best for the show. But one thing I want to say is these products that we are launching as PCA exclusives, they're not a product that we just have here and or a size of a already existing brand that we have. So we're putting our best into these products. So people, when they come for these products at the show, they're extremely special. Things that we've been putting a lot of effort to. So I just want to say that we are very much looking forward to for the consumers, for the retailers to come in and really experience this product. So. Again, it's never too much to say, come to the show. I think this show is going to be extremely special.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's a perfect note to end on. We'll let you all get back to your very busy days. Safe travels, Luciano, back to the States. And we look forward to seeing everybody in 2 weeks. And hope everybody is well and be safe. And take care, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Adios.
Thank you. Bye-bye.